Welcome to this month's Minute with Victor, where Dr. Cotton answers your questions.
This month's question comes from a physician who writes, I recently learned that one of my patients was abusing a medication that was being prescribed by another physician. Because this was putting her at risk, I told her to stop. She didn't take it well and fired me as her doctor. She then sent a letter ordering me to not tell anyone what she was doing. I'm fairly sure that her other physician doesn't know, but am I allowed to tell him? Anytime we face a dilemma about disclosing patient-related information, we should ask two questions. First, does HIPAA permit me to release this information? And if it does, is there anything that stops me? Does HIPAA permit it, and does anything prevent it? So let's start with HIPAA. And what it says is that we're permitted to release any information that's needed for treatment. And we can do that without the patient's consent. If it's needed for treatment, we can release it without the patient's consent. In your situation, the information is clearly needed for treatment, which means that HIPAA permits us to release it. But remember, that's just the first step. We still have to ask if there's anything that prevents it, and there are several things to consider. The first is the added protection that applies to things like psychotherapy notes, drug rehab records, and HIV status. But fortunately, none of those are a concern here. What is concerning is this letter that she sent. It's strongly worded. But from a legal perspective, it operates as nothing more than a request. HIPAA gives patients the right to request additional privacy protections, but it doesn't require us to honor them. So you have two options. You can either agree to this request and keep quiet, which I think is a bad idea, or you can speak with her physician and hopefully she'll get the care that she needs. It's always better when we can work cooperatively with patients, but this person's abusing her medication and trying to use HIPAA as a weapon against you. I feel for her because she has a problem, but her motives are impure and the law is not on her side. Thanks again for listening.